After a year of defending Disney's live-action reconstruction, Rachel Zegler's Snow White catastrophe has finally reached a breaking point. She is currently watching it blow up at the box office, while the Minecraft movie is shattering records and generating news all over the world. Industry insiders claim that Rachel is seeking therapy to deal with the increasing pressure, constant criticism, and unrelenting backlash on social media. Instead of accepting responsibility for the situation, Rachel has reportedly started blaming everyone and everything around her, including Minecraft. Yes, you read correctly. Rachel is supposedly implying that Snow White's failure can be partially attributed to the popularity of the Minecraft movie. Not the problems with the script, the fact that a video game adaptation is surpassing one of Disney's most iconic trademarks, not the contentious tone, or the troublesome press tour. The figures are utterly degrading. Within 3 weeks, Minecraft more than tripled its global milestone of $700 million. How much Snow White has made in just 3 months? Blocky animations and zombie creepers are completely ruining a Disney classic. This has turned into a complete public collapse rather than only a box office flop. An old clip recently resurfaced from when the Snow White remake was first announced, showing Rachel visibly shaken, nearly in tears, as she described how overwhelming the hate was even before production began. It's hard, and it's lonely, it's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay. At the time, many felt she was being unfairly targeted, but after months of bad press, controversial interviews, and tone-deaf commentary, even her most loyal fans are starting to question their support. People expected some pushback, but nobody anticipated Rachel would deflect responsibility this aggressively. She's blamed internet trolls, hinted at a hostile filming environment, and even subtly suggested her co-stars didn't support her. Yet nowhere in her public statements has she accepted accountability for the film's tone, messaging problems, or her dismissive comments about the original Snow White story. Disney is now pulling the emergency brake on their entire live-action remake strategy. Projects like Tangled, which were already in early development stages, are being reviewed. Corporate speak for they might get scrapped entirely. While Rachel was busy playing the blame game, Jack Black adopted a completely different strategy that has won over audiences. Without ever mentioning Rachel by name, he gave an interview that served as the year's most courteous yet brutal reality check, highlighting why Minecraft is dominating the cultural conversation. This isn't just one actress under fire, it's an entire business model collapsing. Jack Black has been in Hollywood long enough to be an expert at handling public relations crises. He didn't boast or disparage Snow White when interviewers questioned him about his part in the Minecraft movie, which destroyed it at the box office. Instead, he just grinned and expressed his sincere excitement. He went on to explain how he first played the game years ago to connect with his kids, and is now rediscovering it, calling the experience pretty cool. That one exchange spoke volumes. He was grateful and focused on having fun and radiating positive energy. An actor prepares. So I have literally been playing Minecraft nonstop for the past month and a half. I'm in a little movie called Minecraft, and I don't want to brag, but it's kind of a big deal. Fans instantly noticed the sharp difference in approach when Rachel was questioned about Snow White, calling the prince a stalker and making fun of the ideas of the famous story. There was no politics, no lectures, and no shade, just pure excitement about being a part of something others love. This time, Jack Black, on the other hand, embraced nostalgia and conveyed gratitude for being a part of the Minecraft universe. The original cartoon, which was released in 1937, clearly focused a lot on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her in an odd way. When a viral Minecraft parody kit featuring Jack Black roasting a chicken in lava took over social media, someone edited Rachel's face onto the chicken, with Jack saying, "You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?" Rachel publicly distanced herself from the original Snow White and treated her role as a platform for social commentary, while Jack simply focused on providing entertainment value. As Rachel sat in almost empty theaters surrounded by promotional flowers, the gap in public opinion grew wider. The short savage meme went viral because it encapsulated what many fans were feeling, that Jack Black had unintentionally become the face of what audiences truly want: good vibes, engaging characters, and zero preaching. Jack was being honored in fan communities. The part that hurts Disney and Rachel the most is that they tried to modernize Snow White, by removing its fairy tale charm and substituting it with message-driven storytelling. His approach was lighthearted, enjoyable, and respectful of the audience, which was exactly what Minecraft delivered. Minecraft didn't adhere to that pattern at all. Instead, it just provided a fun narrative that appealed to both parents and gamers. Even South Park chimed in, mocking Disney's strategy in their now famous Kathleen Kennedy sequence. Is there an issue? One line encapsulated what many fans believe is incorrect with today's corporate content strategy. Put a ticket in it, make her gay. We were simply talking about suggestions for what to do with the next Prince Eric movie. Rachel Zegler went into full image repair mode as co-stars started speaking out and old interviews came back to haunt her for the first time. After weeks of silence, she even began admitting that perhaps she had miscalculated some things after subtle blame shifting and viral interviews damaged her public image. Jack Black, whether on purpose or not, positioned himself as the opposite to this approach without ever saying so explicitly. Rachel at last started to take some responsibility, but it's still unclear if this understanding came too late because the fallout is still being felt behind the scenes. Disney has been silent, Rachel's co-stars are separating themselves, and Snow White hasn't made a full financial recovery. Gal Gadot, who portrays the evil queen, recently talked about the production experience. She didn't specifically criticize Rachel, but she also didn't defend her either. Instead, she claimed that the set lacked camaraderie and that she would discuss Rachel when she felt comfortable using Hollywood jargon because it was awful. The most important thing when you are working on a film is teamwork, Gadot explained, and when you have characters like the Evil Queen and Snow White, you expect teamwork to play a role in the creative process. When you were trying to put something special together, we didn't really have teamwork, and there were many setbacks that we had to deal with during this entire process, and I just found that to be very exhausting. This comment adds weight to one of the biggest criticisms surrounding Rachel Zegler. It wasn't just what she said, but how she said it, the tone, the perceived arrogance, the dismissiveness toward fans who genuinely loved the original story. It wasn't simply about disagreeing with traditional elements, it was about treating everyone who disagreed as if they were the problem. Now her past controversies are resurfacing again, including the time she made controversial comments about Trump supporters on social media. The backlash was immediate, and Rachel eventually apologized, but not everyone was convinced. Megyn Kelly, a conservative commentator, bluntly referred to the apology as theatrical and phony. The reason we had Rachel Zegler on the docket is she's an a-hole. Kelly claimed that after I blasted her for taking a big swipe at half of the nation's Trump supporters, she came out and said, "I apologized." It sounded like I went too far, but it wasn't sincere. Kelly's team uncovered a post from December 2023 that she felt revealed Rachel's true mindset, and to everyone who hates, when I win the wing, victory came to the loo in pieces, and people still line up to see her, and I can only hope that despite my flaws and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see this, and similar moments have contributed to the growing perception that Rachel's public image was always more calculated than authentic. Then came an emotional turning point when Rachel posted that her dog was suffering from a mysterious illness, asking fans for support during what she described as an incredibly difficult time. The post was raw and heartfelt, clearly not a PR move, but a genuine human moment. Briefly, the audience that had been criticizing her for months paused. They caught a glimpse of the real person behind the rehearsed press tour responses. Some fans, even critics, wondered if they'd been too harsh. Maybe she wasn't the villain in this story, but just someone unprepared for how brutal Hollywood can be when things go sideways. But sympathy can only extend so far in an industry driven by results. As Rachel tries to regain her footing, Hollywood is already moving on. Reports suggest her future projects are being reconsidered. Casting calls are stalling, directors are hesitant, and studios fear additional controversy. Snow White still hasn't even reached $100 million, zero domestically. Not just a flop for Disney, but a warning sign for every future reboot. This issue has moved beyond the performance of a single movie and now concerns audience wariness, brand trust, and if Rachel Zegler's name has come to be more linked with controversy than skill. This wasn't just a box office conflict between Snow White and Minecraft. It evolved into something far more significant, a mirror reflecting two radically different approaches to entertainment. Just as the dust was beginning to settle, new voices entered the discussion, threatening to take the matter to yet another level of scrutiny. One movie was marketed with sincerity, nostalgia, and fun. The other came loaded with messaging contradictions and interviews that generated more debate than excitement. When the numbers came in, audiences had clearly made their choice. Now, Rachel Zegler's name is linked to one of Disney's biggest recent failures, but she's not the first actor caught in a studio's identity crisis, and she certainly won't be the last. As for Disney, they've gone quiet, canceling remakes behind closed doors and letting the disappointing box office figures fade without official comment, but industry watchers are certain their next move will be safer, less politically charged, and more calculated. They know all eyes are on them, and another flop of this magnitude could prove disastrous. Was Rachel unfairly targeted? Did Disney set her up to fail? Or is this simply what happens when classic stories are dismantled and rebuilt primarily to serve PR objectives rather than storytelling? Whatever the case, this saga represents a pivotal moment in how major studios approach beloved properties and how audiences respond when they feel a cherished story has been fundamentally misunderstood by those entrusted to retell it.